Hello, my name is Julianne Stanz and I'm Director of Parish Life and Evangelization for the Diocese of Green Bay. I also serve the USCCB as a consultant for the Committee on Evangelization and Catechesis. It's a great joy and an honour to be with you today for this three-part video series on the topic of evangelizing catechesis and fruitful discipleship. In this video today, we're going to talk about what it means to have a vision for evangelizing catechesis. And in our next video, part 2, we're going to unpack a little bit of the vision for evangelizing catechesis in light of our own parish ministries. And particularly, we're going to focus on the kerygma and how to proclaim the kerygma more effectively to those we're serving. The third part of our series is going to focus very simply on what it means to unpack fruitful discipleship and evangelizing catechesis and look at how those two things work together. So let's get started today. When you hear the term evangelizing catechesis, what do you think it means? Well, after going throughout the country, working in different parishes, I can tell you people have a lot of definitions of that term and they're not really sure what that means. So let's start with what we do know. What does the word catechesis mean? Catechesis comes from the Greek word meaning to echo or proclaim the teachings of the Church, but we proclaim not just the teachings of the Catholic Church, but also the person, Jesus Christ himself. So we proclaim both the message and the messenger. And catechesis aims to unpack the person of Jesus Christ, how we can know and grow and love and serve him in a systematic way, introducing those truths to people who are serving, but it does so within the process of evangelization. And I want to share with you this absolutely beautiful quote from St. John Paul II from the document Catechesis Tridente, which I would urge you to read. And the quote that I'm going to share with you is from point 4 in that document. The definitive aim of catechesis is to put people not only in touch, but in communion, in intimacy with Jesus Christ. Only he can lead us in the love of the Father, in the Spirit, and make us share in the life of the Holy Trinity. Catechesis is not solely about the transmission of information or about doctrinal knowledge. While doctrine and transmission of information is critical, we are also concerned in catechesis about the nourishment of the whole person so that they can live a well-formed, mature, and explicit life of faith. And so I love that quote from St. John Paul II, that we need to put people not just in touch, but in intimacy with Jesus Christ. That is so important for us to remember in our catechetical work. So where does evangelization come in? Pope Paul VI shares with us that evangelization is the deepest identity of the Church, and he shares that for us in the document Evangelii Nunciandi. So how does catechesis and evangelization work together? Great question. I often tell people that the old adage, you don't put the cart before the horse, is true when it comes to evangelization and catechesis. Both evangelization and catechesis build upon one another and work together in the life of every person. If attention is not given to the evangelization process, catechesis won't be fruitful. Correspondingly, if catechesis does not accompany evangelization, people will not be well formed in the teachings and life of the Church and will struggle to understand what we say, what we do, what we believe, and in fact, who we believe in. Catechesis unfolds the beauty and treasures of the Church and presupposes that evangelization is taking place. So to go back to that statement I used earlier, catechesis is the cart behind the evangelization horse. Evangelization aims to put people in touch with Jesus Christ, and catechesis builds upon this relationship and formalizes it. To use a very, very simple analogy that I often speak with catechists a lot about, if catechesis and evangelization do not work together, it would be like handing somebody a map or a GPS system without telling them where they need to go. We need to give people a sense of direction and purpose, and catechesis and evangelization work together to give us that point of reference and direction. We must introduce people to the who with before we can introduce the why. And that's how evangelization and catechesis work together. In our second video, we're going to talk about both of those elements and how you can look at those two processes together within your parish faith formation program or ministry. Thank you for listening today, and God bless.